Hello, my name is Mike Harvey. I'm at Aldersgate United Methodist Home, and today I'm interviewing Brian Gardner, who is the activities director. Hello, Brian.
Hi, Michael. How are you? Good to
Good.
see you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I just got a few questions to ask you.
Sure.
And the one main one is, how did you become working here, and how did you start being the activities director?
Well, actually now, Michael, we have a new terminology. I'm called a life enrichment specialist. So we're not using really the terminology directors anymore. We're using life enrichment.
Okay.
And I'm also at Aldersgate the volunteer coordinator for the whole campus. So I started out here 9 years ago as an assistant activity. Back then it was activity director, so an assistant to the activity director. And for the last 4 years, I've been the life enrichment specialist on Parker Terrace, which is the assisted living facility. So how did I get here? At Central Piedmont College, after finishing college myself, I went back to school and got a degree in gerontological studies from Central Piedmont College. Part of that program was an internship. And I decided that I wanted to have a second career, and I decided that working with seniors was going to be an interesting avenue for me to spend the next few years of my life. So I ended up as an intern and then got hired here at Aldersgate 9 years ago.
Is it hard through past experience and to get into a retirement home?
As far as working or actually living here?
Both.
Part of working here, you have to be qualified by the state of North Carolina. So I had to, on top of having my gerontology certificate, I had to take a state program that qualified me to work with seniors. So all you really need is a high school degree. However, the field is competitive. So to answer your question, yes, it is a little bit difficult to break in. Most of us here do have college degrees, and at Aldersgate we have 4 life enrichment specialists, and all of us are also nationally certified as activity directors. So it is a little bit competitive to get into this field. Now the way that the residents come here is that this is considered, it is called a continuing care retirement community. So that means that we would take care of somebody on the continuum of care from when they arrive until they die. And as you know, I was good friends with your grandfather, who lived here for a number of years, and we do miss him. He was a lot of fun here to be here. So residents start out at independent level, and then once they lose the ability to perform a activity of daily living, they move through the system. So an activity of daily living means when they lose the ability to feed themselves or bathe themselves or dress themselves, then they move on to assisted living. Okay, so we also have here, Michael, a group that are all diagnosed with some sort of memory care issue. So we have an assisted living that specializes in memory care, people with Alzheimer's and other types of dementia. Okay, and we currently have a little over 500 people living here. Aldersgate has been here for 65 years.
Okay. Now, the next question is, and I know that you've heard bad things about nursing homes before. In your opinion, do you think some of them are true?
I think that what we hear a lot of times is probably a little bit exaggerated from what actually goes on. We have to understand that there's a certain level of care, and are there better places than others? I would say yes. Is the care for the residents better than other places? I would say yes. Are you going to have situations where somebody is under the care of a certified nurse assistant that isn't as concerned as others are about the welfare of the resident? Yes, that is true. So like any place, you're going to have good and bad experiences based on the level of, I guess, care that the person is experiencing. Do you want to shut that door?
Yep.
Oh, now that. And can you explain Aldersgate's new additions that they have going on?
Yes, after 65 years, we are now starting a major about a 3-year building program. So our skilled nursing facility will be torn down. We are moving into what is called a more person-centered care philosophy. Our building now looks similar to what in the olden days they would call the medical model, which looks like a hospital. So we're going away from that particular philosophy and moving into a more person-centered care, making each of the facilities more like it's their home. So the 3-story building will now all be on one floor. So everybody will have we will have 5 separate wings, but it'll all be on one level. And each of the 5 wings will be a separate neighborhood that will act as a separate entity in and of itself. So we are also building another wing to our memory care unit. Nowadays, with the aging boomer population, the possibilities of people with dementia is bigger than it ever has been in the history of the world. And particularly in the United States, we will have more older senior people than any group of people in the near future. So the need for a facility that can house people with memory care is very, very important. So we're adding an entire wing, which will be 16 more units. We're also starting a new independent area where they'll all be just 2-story buildings, and they'll be more like a village. So we will have little shops and ice cream shops, coffee shops, and gathering areas so that people can feel that this is more of a place to really hang out and have a more meaningful time when they meet with their family members.
Okay, so in your mind, is there a difference between the term nursing home and the term retirement home?
Back in, I guess I would say 30 or 40, maybe 50 years ago, all there were nursing homes. The concept of a retirement community did not exist. That is a pretty new concept. So yes, it is an entirely different understanding. A nursing home back in the olden days incorporated every single level of care. But it was mainly people that were really too sick to be at home. So they went into a nursing home where they would have 24-hour care by a nurse. Now, people that are in retirement communities, they're much more expanded than just a nursing home. So people are coming here when they are not sick and just enjoying all of the amenities that we have here at Aldersgate. So it's a new concept, and it's entirely different from the old model of the nursing home. That's a very good question, Michael.
Thank you. I've been writing up some facts on what to put on my website, and the interesting thing was the baby boomer thing. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, the baby boomers were from, I believe, it's from 1950, maybe 56 to 1967. Somewhere in that area was a huge boom in population of babies in America. That boom after the war was gigantic. So all of that group of people now are reaching the retirement age. So, for the first time in America's history, we will have more seniors than any single population of people in the United States.
So, and is that why, and you're adding the new wing to accommodate all that?
We're expanding, yes, to accommodate more people in the future, plus their needs are going to be different than the needs of the generation that we have currently. Because the current generation that we have, the people in the 80s and 90s lived through the Depression. The group of seniors that we have in the future will not have had that experience. So what they are going to want to live in is going to look different than what it did with their parents' age.
And do you know the average cost to get into a nursing or a retirement home?
The cost varies because you have different ways that people enter the program. Here at Aldersgate, we have a buy-in process where you pay a fee to join, and then you pay a monthly fee based on the amenities that you desire to have. For example, say somebody wants just a one-bedroom apartment here. And this is an example, they may have to pay $30,000 as an entrance fee, and then $2,000 or $3,000 a month, which gives them 3 meals a day and nursing, 24-hour nursing and security, and we take care of them, on their special needs, whatever it might be, and even their recreational needs. And they can, and actually, instead of 3 meals a day, they can buy in and out of the meal program just like you can on a college campus.
Well, and thank you for your time.
Well, I appreciate it, and once again, we loved having your grandfather here. He was a wonderful man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.